Good evening, viewers. Welcome to MouShauk. Today, we will discuss the part two of the skeleton chapter, that is movement and locomotion. And that chapter we will discuss according to class 9 syllabus, ICSE. And before I start, I will request you that please do subscribe my channel if you have not subscribed yet. And if you are a new viewer to my channel, if you are liking the videos, press the like button, share with your friends so that they can also benefit from these videos. And do meditate before you start your day. Okay, and for meditation, we will also start with a short meditation, very short meditation. So for that, let us concentrate on the point of light. That light is the source of energy, and your whole body is enlightened with that source. You're getting energy, you're rejuvenated, you're feeling very light and relaxed, no tensions, no anxiety, no worries at all problems resolved. You're feeling very happy, feeling as if you can concentrate with your work. You're feeling you become more productive than before. And at the end of the day, you're taking appreciations and it's successful. So thank you God for being with you. After the discussion today. Okay. So for today's discussion, first we'll start with the muscles. Okay. So see the muscles. What are these muscles? They are they are a type of specialized soft tissue which are found in animals, and they are composed of cells, okay, which have a special ability to contract, okay, so that they can produce movement of the body parts. When they contract and relax, they're producing some movement of the body parts. So these type of cells, the muscle cells, they have a special ability to contract, which produce movement in the body parts. Okay, and they are a special type of soft tissue. Okay? So there are three types of muscles in humans. That is voluntary muscles, involuntary muscles, and cardiac muscles. Okay? Voluntary muscles are those which are attached to the limbs, okay, those which are in our control. Okay? So they are striated and unbranched. Okay, they are multinucleated. They are voluntary muscles. Okay, that is, they are in our control. Okay, they are rapid and they fatigue very easily. Okay, we get tired very easily. You know, our hands, our feet, our legs, they get tired after some time. When we do a lot of work, they get tired. Okay, so that is the reason they get rapid and they get fatigued very easily. Okay? And they are also known as skeletal muscles. Okay? Now, involuntary muscles are those muscles which are not in our control. Okay? They are attached to the walls of the stomach, the blood vessels, internal organs, the iris muscles. Okay? They are non-striated and they are spindle-shaped. They are uninucleated. They are involuntary. They have a slow speed. In the voluntary muscles, the speed was fast. Their speed is rapid. Okay, but in this involuntary muscles, the speed is very slow, and they are also known as smooth muscles. In cardiac muscles, they are attached to a heart. Okay? Cardiac means heart, related to heart. So they are attached to heart. They are striated and branched. Okay, They are striated and branched. They are uninucleated. They are involuntary muscles. That is, the heart muscles are not in our control. We cannot control the movement of the heart. Okay? They have a moderate speed and they never get tired. They never are fatigued. Okay. Then we'll come to liver symptoms, systems. Okay, which are found in our body. Okay? So for body movements, bones act as the liver and the joints act as fulcrums. So for the movement of the body, bones act as livers and joints, they act as fulcrums. So what is the liver? Liver is a rigid rod that moves about a fixed point that is known as fulcrum. So we know in our physics chapter, we have studied that there are three classes of liver: first order, second order, and third order. First order is that the fulcrum is in between the power and the weight. Second order, the weight is between the fulcrum and the power. And third order is the power is between the fulcrum and the weight. Okay? Now, in our body, where we get it, like what are the examples of these first class liver, second class liver, and third class liver? Okay? So, in the first order liver, the example is the extension of the arm at the elbow by the action of the triceps. So, we know this upper arm muscle is triceps. Okay? Now, what happens? We have biceps and triceps, no? So that triceps muscles, what happens? See, when the fulcrum is where? At our elbow. This portion is the fulcrum. So when we are folding our arm, the hinge joint that is, when we are folding our arm, so this is the weight. Here is the weight. So when we are picking up the weight, so this hand acts as a weight. Okay? The fulcrum is here. Okay? And the power is below. Okay? The power is below the elbow. So that makes a first order liver. Another one is that first order liver example is another one is the resting of the skull on the first and the second neck vertebra. That is atlas and axis vertebra. When the skull is resting on. So the fulcrum is on the vertebra. The power is on the back of the skull and weight is on our this one, chin. Okay. So when we are pulling it down, the power is moving up. When we are pulling it down, the power is moving up and the movement is on the fulcrum. Okay. Then when we are moving our head up, the weight is moving up. Power is coming down. Okay. Movement is across the fulcrum. Okay. Excuse me. Then second order liver is, I told you that the weight is in between the fulcrum and the power. The example is gastrocnemius muscle, which is raising the weight of the body on the toes. Okay. So the gastrocnemius muscle is on where? Is at the back of our leg portion, which is attached to our heel. Okay, you can see from the picture, it is from the back of the knee till the heel. So that muscle is controlling this movement. So the power is on the heel. Okay. And the weight is on the front portion of the foot. Okay. Just where the yes, where the foot is attached to the leg. Okay. That portion is the weight and fulcrum is on the toe. So the weight is in between the power and the fulcrum. So when you are moving your toe up like this is the land, you can say, the base, where you are moving the, this is the fulcrum here, the toe where it is acting on the toe is attached on the base. So, I mean, is touching the base. Okay. So when you are touching the base, the toe, that portion is the fulcrum. And you are moving your toe like this, your foot like this. So about the fulcrum, you are moving the toe. Okay. Your leg, your feet rather. So when you are moving the feet up, you are moving the power up. Okay, lifting your weight, power is also moving up. And then we are moving it down, and the power is going down, and the weight is also coming up. Okay, so this is the second order fulcrum. And in the third order fulcrum, where the power is in between the fulcrum and the weight, the biceps muscles flexing the arm. Biceps is in front of the hand, and back of the hand is the triceps muscle. So the bicep muscle is pulling the weight up. Power is in between the fulcrum and the weight. So power is here. Okay. Sorry, power is here and weight is here and fulcrum is at the elbow. Okay. So when you are pulling the biceps up, what happens? You're pulling the weight is pulling up, power is also going up, and about the fulcrum it is moving. Okay. Next is we are coming to bones. Now, what is bone? It is the chief component of our skeleton. It consists of organic and inorganic material. Okay, it consists of organic and inorganic material. Inorganic part constitutes what? Nearly two-thirds of the entire bone substance, which is mainly of calcium and phosphorus. Inorganic material is of calcium and phosphorus and constitute about two-thirds of the entire bone. Okay. When we place this bone in hydrochloric acid, very weak hydrochloric acid, not strong, but weak hydrochloric acid, it gets decalcified. That is, calcium gets dissolved and it becomes soft and flexible. The bone becomes soft and flexible. Now, when we strongly heat, if we strongly heat a bone, then it is oxidized and it forms an ash, making it very brittle, very brittle. Then with age, when we grow up, when we are becoming aged, that times what happens, the organic part of the bone is reduced and the bones become fragile, taking much time in rejoining after fracture. If we get a fracture, then it takes a long time to rejoin. And it breaks also very easily. As the bones become fragile, okay, they are very, they tend to break very easily, okay, because their organic part is reduced. Now we see a structure of a typical long bone. See, this is a long bone, for example of thigh bone. Okay. You can see that there is a hyaline cartilage. You can see the shape of the bone. There's a rod and the two ends of the bone, they have heads. Okay. And at the center of the bone, that is the compact bone, okay, which is a dense bone. The two sides, they have a spongy bone with the red bone marrow. And at the center of the bone, they have fatty yellow marrow. Okay. Now, where the heads are there is a hyaline cartilage, both sides. Here also hyaline cartilage, here is also hyaline cartilage is present, okay. Where the bones get attached to the girdle or to the other bones. Okay. The bones get attached by ligaments. Okay. Now this bone marrow, the red bone marrow, they produce what? Red blood cells, and the yellow bone marrow, they produce what? They produce white blood cells. Okay. Now we see highly calcified, mineralized, hard and rigid connective tissue is the bone. Okay. So the bone, which we see, it is highly calcified, that is mineralized, it is mineralized and it is hard and rigid connective tissue. Okay. They are very strong and they can withstand severe stresses. Okay. Not very easily, they do not break. But in old ages, that becomes the organic part reduces, they become fragile, they can break. But in general, they do not break easily. They can take severe stresses. Okay? They can withstand that. Then they consist of internally what they consist of? They consist of osteocytes, that is bone cells, we call it. Okay. The bone cells are known as osteocytes. They consist of osteocytes, which are arranged in the form of concentric rings. When we have read the chapter cells, there we have found that the bone cells are there, which are known as osteocytes. They are arranged in the form of concentric rings, which are embedded in the ground tissue or matrix, which we have, in which there are collagen fibers, calcium, and phosphorus. Then the external surface is covered by periosteum membrane. The external surface of the bone is totally covered by periosteum, which is a membrane. And the periosteum consists of two layers, outer fibrous layer and inner cellular. Okay, periosteum has two layers. One is outer fibrous and inner cellular. And they are rich in blood vessels. Which supply of blood vessels are there in the periosteum? Then it has a hollow cavity in the middle where there is bone marrow. And two types of bone marrows are there. One is yellow and another one is red. Yellow bone marrow, they have generally they have adipose tissue and their blood vessels, and they produce WBC. Whereas red bone marrows, they are present at the ends and they produce RBC. Now we come to the human skeleton in general. Okay, human skeleton, we know it consists of bone, cartilage, and ligaments. Now, human skeleton has 206 bones in our body. Okay, and that includes very tiny bones which are present in our ears. Okay. There are two main divisions are there in human skeleton. That is, human skeleton are divided into two groups. Two divisions. One is axial skeleton, another is appendicular skeleton. As the name suggests, axial skeleton means it's the basic central, which is forming the axle of the body. Okay, the basic central framework of the body. And appendicular skeleton forms the appendages of the body. That is the limbs and the girdles of the body, of our body. Okay? Then axial skeleton is divided into four divisions. One is skull, second is vertebral column, then ribs and sternum. Four parts: skull, vertebral column, ribs and sternum. Okay. The skull. Skull is the skeleton of the head, which is covering, which is protecting our brain. Now the skull has two parts, that is cranium and face. Cranium is the brain box and face is this one, face. Cranium has 8 bones which are permanently fused. They are fixed, not fused, they are fixed. They have sutures, they have joints, but those are immovable joints. Okay, and they are permanently fixed. But the face bones, they are 14 in number, and which includes the upper and the lower jaws, the upper jaw and the lower jaw. This lower jaw is known as mandibles, and this lower jaw we can move up and down. Okay. Another thing the skull has, that it has a foramen magnum. It's a large hole which is present at the back of the skull, through which the brain, through which the spinal cord comes out as a continuation from the brain. Okay. Yes, and it enters into the backbone. Now we come to the vertebral column. Vertebral column is also known as spinal column or backbone. These are 33, this backbone or the spinal column, they have 33 bones which are attached one after the other, forming a curved shape. Okay, it's not straight. This backbone is slightly curved, forming a S-shaped structure like that, but very slightly curved, not very much, okay, but slightly curved. But 33 in number are there, but 26 when they are fixed. So when fixed, that is when we find the coccyx region and sacrum region, those bones are fused. Okay, that makes what? That 33 into 26 in number. Okay. Now, these vertebra, they are ring-like bones. Okay, they are ring-like bones which are known as vertebra. The vertebral column is consisting of vertebra. Each bone of the vertebral column, they are known as vertebra. They are ring-like bones and they are divided into 5 groups. Okay. So first is the cervical region, that is the neck region, which consists of 7 bones. The thoracic region, the the thoracic region is from the just below the neck till the lumbar region. That is thoracic region. Thorax, you can say. From that, thoracic has come. There are 12 bones. Then in the lumbar region, the waist region rather, it consists of 5 bones. Sacrum region also has 5 bones, but they are fused. And coccyx region, the lower, the tail portion of the spinal, the vertebral column, that is known as coccyx, which where there we have 4 bones which are again fused. Okay. Now this curved shape, I told you the vertebral column is slightly curved. Okay. Now this curved shape, what happens? That helps to maintain the balance of the body when we are in erect position. When we are standing erect, this curved position that helps to this curved shape that helps to maintain the balance. Okay. And this curve also absorbs the pressure and shock when we are walking, running, giving protection so that it does not break. Then we come to the ribs. Okay. We know, we have heard of rib cage which protects many of our vital organs. That is two main organs are there. That is lungs and heart. Okay. So this rib cage is formed by ribs. 12 pairs of ribs are there, out of which, the 12 pairs of ribs are there, which are attached. They start from the thoracic vertebra. They are attached. They are starting from the thoracic vertebra. They are attached to in front into the sternum. Okay, they are attached with the sternum, constituting a bone cage or rib cage, you can say. Okay. Now, the first 7 pairs, 12 pairs I told you. So, first 7 pairs are the true ribs because they are totally attached, coming from the thoracic vertebra from the back and attached to the breastbone or the sternum. Okay. So, these are true ribs. Okay, with the help of hyaline cartilage, they are attached. Okay. Now, till 7, they are true ribs. But from 8, 9, and 10, 8 vertebra, 8 rib, 8th pair, 9th pair, and 10th pair. Okay, these pairs are not true ribs. They are known as false ribs because they are attached to the 7th pair of the rib. The 7th pair they are attached to with the hyaline cartilage. Okay. And the last two pairs, that is 11th and 12th, they are floating ribs. Why they are floating? Because they do not attach in front with the sternum, neither to any of the ribs. That's why they are floating. Now we come to the sternum. Sternum is also known as breastbone. Okay? It's the long, flat bone, long chisel type. It is, what do you say? That yes, it's a type of a chisel type. The end is like a triangle form. Okay, so like this, it comes like this and it forms like this. So this shape is like this. This is known as the chest bone, which is present at the middle part of our chest. Okay. Now we can see the skeleton. So this is the skull of our body, which has 14 facial bones and 8 cranium bones, okay, which include the upper jaw and the lower jaw. This lower jaw is known as mandible. Then we come to the vertebral column. This is the cervical vertebrae, the neck region. Okay, you can see the cursor. So this is known as the cervical vertebra. Then comes the thoracic vertebra, just where our chest is starting from there till the end of the rib cage. That is known as the thoracic vertebra. Then starts the lumbar vertebra till the pelvic girdle starting. Then inside the pelvic girdle, where the pelvic girdle is starting, from that region is the sacrum, and the lower region where the end of the vertebral column is there, that is coccyx region. Okay, just the lower part of the vertebral column. Okay, so this is the vertebral column. Next, we come to the collarbone. This you can see the slightly S-shaped bone, thin bone, which is attached starting from the sternum, ending to the shoulder. Okay, that is known as clavicle, shoulder bone, you can say. And the shoulder bone, the clavicle is attached to a flat triangular shaped bone at the back, is known as scapula. This bone, this is the scapula. Okay. Now these are the ribs which are attached from the vertebra, thoracic vertebra, and connecting with the sternum. Okay. You can see 7 pairs are attached to the sternum. Then the 8th, 9th, and 10th, they're attached to the 7th pair. They are the false ribs. And the 11th and 12th, okay, they are not attached to any of the ribs. Okay? So these are known as floating bones, floating ribs rather. Okay? Then comes what? Then comes the girdle region. So we have 2 girdles. One is pelvic girdle, another is shoulder girdle. Shoulder girdle consists of scapula, clavicle, and the pelvic girdle consists of this one, pelvis region, that is. So we have this pelvic girdle, okay, this butterfly shaped region, okay, ilium, ischium, and pubis region. This upper portion is ilium, okay, and the wing region. We have the upper wing region is ilium. Then comes the ischium, and then comes the round shaped portion, the lower portion, that is the pelvis. Okay. Then we have the hand region. See, this is the humerus. This long bone of the hand is known as humerus. Then we have 2 bones which are attached to the phalanges of our body. Phalanges, that is the fingers. Okay. So before our wrist, the two uh, long bones are there, which are thin in respect to the humerus. One is radius, another is ulna. Radius is towards the thumb. Radius is towards the thumb. This is the radius. From the thumb, this is the radius. Okay, and the back is the ulna. Okay, towards the young finger, little finger. So the little finger towards the little finger is the ulna, towards the thumb is the radius. Okay. the then in the wrist region we have carpals, then the metacarpals and the phalanges. Okay, carpals, metacarpals, excuse me, and the phalanges. In the leg region, the long bone is the femur region or the thigh bone, you can say femur bone. Then we have the tibia and fibula. Okay, fibula is towards the outer part of the leg, outside the leg, and towards the inner side we have the tibia. Okay, fibula is feeble bone, very thin bone. Okay, and tibia is slightly thicker than fibula. Okay. Then we have the tarsals and metatarsals, that is in the heel region, and then we have the phalanges. Then another thing is there in the knee region, we have the knee bone, which is known as patella. Okay, this is the patella, knee bone. Okay. So this is our human skeleton. Now we come to the vertebral bones. First, we have the first vertebra, that is known as atlas. Okay. So this is the structure of the atlas. We have two wing-seated structures from the vertebra. These are known as transverse processes. And the main body, okay, it has the neural arch, okay, the neural spine, okay, and here is the ligament. We have a long hole here through which the spinal cord passes, and the anterior facet, these two black portions are the facets where the skull just fits into it. Okay, facet is slightly, you can say, a curve-shaped depression type of thing where the skull gets fitted. Okay. This anterior facet for the articulation with the condyles of the skull. Okay. So this is the picture of the atlas, the first vertebra. Next will come with the different other vertebrae. Okay, mainly the axis and the other typical vertebrae. Then other portions are also left. So we will discuss in the next video. Till then, go through it. If you have any doubts, please to write in the comment box. You are not writing, please to write in the comment box how you are liking the videos. Okay, and what improvement you want. Okay, if you want any improvement, please to write. If you want any question answers other than which I am giving, if you want more discussions, please to make a comment in that, so that I can make videos accordingly. Okay, and if you have any doubt, you can also write in the comment box. Please to refer to the description box, because that will have the links of the previous videos. Okay, and till then, please go through this and do meditate before you start your day, and do subscribe and do share with your friends. And also, if you like the videos, press the like button. Okay, so thank you for joining, and have a good day.